reminder, it benefits the believers. We are all in the same boat, that we are pressured from time to time to do that which is wrong, to abandon that which is right. We are all pressured to just compromise here in an issue where we are not allowed to compromise. Just bend a little here in an affair that we're not supposed to bend in. From the ways in which we can survive peer pressure is that we have to have good friends. We have to be around good people. And we have to be very careful who we accept and allow into our circle. We have to be very careful who we take as a companion. Because the Prophet ﷺ, he said, الرجل على دين خليله, that a man is upon the religion of his friend. فلينظر أحدكم إلى من يخالل. So let one of you, each of you, look to who he takes as a friend. Be very careful who you take as a friend. Be very careful who you call your friend. Be very careful who you associate with and call your associate, and so on and so forth. Because undoubtedly we're going to be upon what they are upon. They're going to have an influence upon us. Those who are alike like each other. You don't befriend someone except that you like what they're about. You like who they are. You like how they are. So it is important that first and foremost we strive to rectify ourselves. We strive to rectify our hearts. We strive to rectify ourselves and our hearts, and we fight against ourselves. From those evil inclinations that we may have that we want to do, we fight that. From those evil things that we love, we fight it. And we strive to love that which Allah loves. That we strive to hate that which Allah hates. So that our standard is a standard that has been given to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that our frame of reference and the way in which we measure is according to what Allah has sent down. This is important. And when we find inside of someone else that which is displeasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we cannot accept it. We don't accept it for ourselves. So how are we going to accept it from someone else? When we find inside of someone else that which Allah loves and that which Allah is pleased with, then this is the person we want to be around. A person who's living his life in accordance to what Allah Ta'ala has revealed. Because a man is on the religion of his friend. As the saying it goes, a sahib, sahib, the friend will pull you. He will influence you. Your friend will influence you to do what he does. Your friend will influence you to be the way that he is. Your friend will influence you to speak the way he speaks. Your friend will influence you to dress the way he dresses. Your friend will influence you to do the things that he do. To go to the places that he goes to. So be very mindful. Don't befriend those who want to go to the club. Because they're going to drag you to the club eventually. Don't befriend those who want to do haram. Because they're going to drag you to do the haram eventually. But befriend those who want to go to the masjid. Befriend those who remind you to pray. Befriend those who remind you to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Befriend those who remind you when you forget and who aid you when you remember. Befriend those who are good for you, good for your soul. Because the companion, he will drag you to what he is upon. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told us, "La tusahib illa mu'min." Don't take a friend, anybody except a believer. Don't take a friend, anybody except a believer. So everybody that want to talk about something else, everybody that want to talk about, oh, but we tolerant and we this and we that and da-da-da-da-da-da. Nah. The Prophet ﷺ said, don't befriend anyone except that they are a believer. If they're not a believer, they're not eligible to be your friend. That don't mean you don't treat them nice. That don't mean you don't interact with them in a way that is just. Interact with them in a way that is just. You can give them presents. You can buy them food. You can buy them coffee. That don't mean they're your friend. That means you're interacting with them in a manner that is conducive, in a manner that how Allah Ta'ala teaches us how to be. But as far as your friend, As far as that person who you allow into your circle, as far as that person who you take into your heart, let it be a believer that you love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you love this person because they pray. You love this person because they fast. You love this person because they give charity. You love this person because they read the Quran. You love this person because they are a believer. Don't befriend anyone except a believer. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, وَلَا يَأْكُلْ طَعَامًا إِلَّا تَقِيٌّ. And don't let anyone eat your food except one who has fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't let anyone eat your food except he has fear from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're not saying, and this does not mean you can't feed people. You feed people, that's fine, that's their food. But I'm talking about people who you invite in here, come share this with me. Come sit down, eat from my same plate. Come to my house, eat with me in my house. Don't let anyone eat with you except what? A believer. Because that level of intimacy of eating from the same vessel, that level of intimacy, inviting him into your home, inviting him into your house. You don't want to have that with anybody except a believer, because that level of intimacy is going to breed influence upon you. So it is important that we take this and we take this seriously. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he said, I want you to really pay close attention to this. Because not only is a person on what their friend is upon, but this is a identifying mark for others. You can't get mad. You can't feel upset. You can't be offended if someone looks at those who are around you and then conclude, well, you're just like them. You can't get offended if someone sees that you're around a bunch of people who are evil and reach a conclusion, we're going to stay away because you're evil. You can't say, no, you can't say that. That's just them. No, if you like them and you're around them, you're the same as them. Because if you didn't like them, if you didn't like what they did, you wouldn't be around them. If someone wants to rob a bank, and that's all they talk about, robbing banks, and they rob banks, they always plan to rob banks and do those things in preparation to rob banks and so on and so forth, you're going to be around them? No, of course not. Of course not. Because you don't want to get dragged into what they're going to get dragged into. When they eventually get caught, you don't want to be thrown in jail because you were around them. So likewise, don't get upset when others look at you and say, oh, you must be like them. But be around people who you feel comfortable, people saying, oh, you're like them. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he said, ما أدل على شيء ولا دخان على النار من الصاحب على الصاحب. He said, there is nothing that points to something greater. Not even more than smoke points to fire than a friend does to his friend. What does that mean? You know how smoke is an indication that there is a fire. If you see smoke, you know there's a fire, correct? That connection of how that smoke is linked and points to the fact that there is a fire, you will find that the connection between friends is a greater identifier, is a greater indication of what a person is upon. You don't have to ask what the person is upon. Ask who is his friends. Are his friends honest? If his friends are honest, and these are the people he's around, he's honest. Why? Because honest people don't hang around liars. If this person is a good person, or his friends are good people, then you could reach the conclusion he's a good person. Why? Because good people don't hang around evil people. And vice versa. Evil people can't stomach, they can't tolerate good people. They can't stand them. Right? You a joy kill. You bringing down the vibes. You always being contrary. You always trying to do that good stuff. We trying to do this, we trying to do that. You always telling us fear Allah. We don't want to hear that. So what's going to happen? When they go to hang out, they're not going to call him. When they go to a place, they're not going to invite him. Because they don't want to hear what he has to say. Because evil people don't want to be around good people. So if your company is evil, this is an indication that what you two are evil. No matter what you have said to yourself, no matter how much you have lied to yourself, you're really evil. And this is what Abdullah Mas'ud means by this, is that there is nothing that is more of identifying factor as to what a person is upon than his company that he keeps. One of the Salaf he mentioned, or one of the people from the past, they mentioned that من يصاحب صاحب السوء لم يسلم. That whoever takes a friend, a person that's evil, he's not going to be safe. You're not going to be safe. You're going to be affected in a bad way. You're going to get hurt on some level. Even if that is just that you become like him, that's it. You're going to get hurt. وَمَنْ يُصَاحِبْ الصَّالِحِ يَغْنَمْ. But whoever takes a friend, a person that is righteous, then he's going to benefit. He's going to be a winner. We all want to be winners. None of us want to be losers. In order to be a winner, you put yourself around winners. We understand this in dunya, right? In dunya, we understand this. If you want to be successful, you don't hang around a bunch of naysayers, because they're always going to discourage you. You always have to fight to be successful despite them. So you want to put yourself around like-minded people who are trying to win. That's the only way to be a winner. So how much more so now? You want to go to Jannah, then be and hang and accompany and befriend people who are living their lives trying to get to Jannah. Don't be around individuals who are living their lives like they want to go to hell. نسأل الله تعالى أن يوفقني وإياكم لما يحبه ويرضاه وأن يجعلنا مباركا حيثما كنا وأن يجعلنا ممن إذا أعطي شكر وابتلي صبر وإذا أذنب استغفر فإن هؤلاء الثلاث عنوان السعادة. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. هذا فأقيموا الصلاة.